Hello, fourth graders. It's Mr. Sherwin back here in math class after a week off. Hopefully it was a good one for you. All right, so we're back at it. Remember we were talking about composite numbers and talking about prime numbers, talking about multiples and factors. To shake the rust off a little bit, I just want to review with you what a multiple is versus what a factor is, okay? So factors, all right, a factor of a number. So a factor is a factor times factor equals product, okay? Right, so factor times factor. So if I have 2 times 3, that equals 6, right? So factors are here, right? So I'll say, hey, what are the factors of 6? You would say, oh, it's 2 and 3, right? And you would also say, well, also it's 1 and 6, right? So you see that there was more than one factor. So factors are only smaller than the product, okay? Goes from there. Now, a multiple is basically synonymous here with the product, okay? So a multiple. So if I look at a multiple, I say, well, what are the multiples of 2? Is 6 a multiple of 2? And the answer would be yes. If I count by 2 3 times, I'll get 6. So that would also make 3 a multiple of 6. If I count by 3s twice, I get 6. So multiples are like counting by a number. You know, for example, if I say, I'll use the number 7. You know, what are the multiples of 7? So I will say, well, you know, if I count by 7s, it goes 7, 14, 21, 28. Okay, these are all multiples, all right, of 7 here, okay? So that's what that comes down to be. So that's our little review of what a factor is and what a multiple is. And a multiple is basically the same thing as a product of a number, okay? So what we're going to do is talk about this on your exit ticket, all right? So if you can remember this, I think you'll be okay. So here's our exit ticket. Should be out with that right now, and I've got your name at the top. You're going to fill in the unknown multiples of 11, right? Remember, if we're counting by 11, you would find out what the multiple is, or the product, okay? Down here is complete the pattern of multiples by skip counting. Remember, here's 7. I just kind of did a few for you on the paper. And then list the numbers that have 18 as a multiple, all right? And what are the factors of 18? And then down here, what are your two lists the same? Why or why not? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to complete this, all right? When you're done, you can practice your multiplication facts on the end. Teachers, you can pause now. All right, that was your time. So let's see how you did. Fill in the unknown multiples of 11, all right? Well, here they are. 5 times 11 is 55, right? So if I count by 11 5 times, I'm going to get 55. 6 times 11 is 66. 7 times 11 is 77. 88 and 99. So if you remember from 3rd grade, we thought this was pretty interesting when we did this. Anything times 11, those single-digit numbers, you just kind of double it. 55, 66, all right? Down here, I've got complete the pattern of multiples by skip counting. Right, so I look at all the multiples of 7. I just skip count by 7. I see 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, and 70. All these numbers should seem really familiar to you since all this time in 3rd grade that we did with multiplication facts. And then finally down here, this could have been kind of confusing for you, but we list the numbers that have 18 as a multiple. All right, 1 is always a multiple of every single number, right? Then I've got 2 because 18 is an even number. 3 because 3 times 6 is 18. 6 because 3 times 6 is 18. 9 because 2, and then 18, right? So 18 is always a multiple of itself, okay? So then what are the factors? Well, the factors are the same exact numbers, all right? So if I list the multiples of 18, which means what numbers can I count by that give you 18, that have 18 as a multiple? Those are the numbers I can count by and land on 18. And what are the factors? Are the same number, all right? So these are basically the same questions, but worded in different ways. And then down here, your list the same, yes. All of the numbers that have 18 as a multiple are also factors, okay? So if I asked you, so what are the multiples of 18? That's when I would count by 18. But if I'm listing the numbers that have 18 as a multiple, I have to be able to count by a number and land on 18, all right? So that was the exit ticket. Hopefully at success, and hopefully we cleared up any confusion. But we're going to move on to today's I can statement. We'll be right back in a bit.